We are Future Radio.
Dean Sucker here. Now, have you ever found yourself in that situation where you've needed to remember something but the key details have kind of slipped your mind? Did it frustrate you that you know you'd never be able to find those details again despite thoroughly scrolling through various search engines? Well, my next guest had those problems, and so he decided to do something about it. He decided to create Words.Tel, which is a modern and unique platform that offers businesses a short new way to be easily remembered and found through short taglines and phrases. Giancarlo Era is the man who is launching this business in Norwich, and I'm delighted to say that he joins me in the studio now. So, what's this all about?
Well, I was about to say, you've done such a good introduction. Yeah. Probably I should use your one for my next speech.
That's it, end of interview.
We've done it. Let's play some music. Well, first of all, thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. So, Words.Tel, what's this all about?
Well, as you say, Words.Tel has been born basically from my frustration of remembering things that I can never remember, domain names, long contact details. Actually, it was born when I was driving past a van for a dog sitter that I needed. And, you can be sure, by the time I was back home, I couldn't remember the details anymore. And I was thinking, there must be a solution to this. There wasn't. So I just thought, let's do it. And this is what we do. So the way it works is that on Words.Tel, businesses or normal people, it's not just businesses, are able to craft their own unique memorable phrases, short memorable phrases, taglines, strap lines, whatever you want to call them. They can uniquely own them. So that means that once you get your phrase, no one else can have it. That means that you get rid of all competitors, ranking, all that stuff. You don't need it anymore. You don't need to share your phone number, whatever. If you have a website or not, it doesn't matter. With each phrase, you get a page, SEO optimized as well. We are trying to just get against the Google monopoly and basically the way they make money with selling ads and ranks and all that stuff. That it is absolutely, as you know, it can cost so much money. And once you own your own phrase, the key detail is that you are in control of what you want people to find. So on our platform, very much focused on privacy. You decide what contacts people want to see, what information you want to share is all in your control.
There's so much now, as you kind of mentioned, on the search engines like Google, Bing, and that sort of thing. Everything is just it's almost diluted now, and especially, I suppose, sort of like we was talking yesterday about the local makers market coming up to the forum, and so many smaller businesses involved in that, but they just get lost in amongst everything else.
Yes, exactly. I mean, we like to call ourselves the rebels, and I think that also because we're in Norwich, and I think that, Norwich, it is a city of rebels. I know so many independent businesses, new tech startups that are emerging. So it is exactly, Waitrose or whatever, big companies, they don't need something like us, Taste Code. They have Every Little Helps. They have millions of pounds to make sure that Every Little Helps is what ranks first everywhere, obviously. In our case, for all the independent businesses, for all the normal people, this is why we are there, and this is why it's free. So for, if you want just one phrase, you can be a business, whatever it is completely free for life.
And there's nothing else like this out there at the moment?
No.
Wow.
No, there's nothing. Incredibly, quite incredibly, my own thing was thinking, why we can't be found on one platform that is in our control, and just with our own unique way. And actually, I suppose that no one did it, because once you get rid of competitors, you are literally making, you can't make money on selling people's data or just selling ads. The internet works on ads. With this way, we don't need ads, and we don't have ads. We don't need accounts. You don't need an account. We don't track you. We don't use cookies. Nothing. It is just 100% privacy focused.
So how long has it taken you to put all this together?
Well, first of all, it's not just me. It started probably a year ago, I think. The company started a year ago. I immediately found a co-founder. He's a senior software engineer, a veteran in the industry, Stuart Herbert. So he's my co-founder and CTO of the company. And by now, we are 8 people already. And, half of them in Norwich, and then, Wales, Bristol, London, we're all going around. And so it took a year, basically, to build the whole thing. In November last year, we were at the Web Summit in Lisbon to present our MVP. We spoke with businesses, we got feedback. We went back to the drawing board, obviously doing modifications and things, and we are now launching in September.
Very exciting to be at this stage. How does it feel to be finally launching this thing?
I'm the CEO, so basically for me, launching should always happen yesterday, but I'm coming from a technical background as well, so I think I'm really incredibly proud of how fast we achieved what we did, and this is only because we found, these people working with us, including a marketing company here in Norwich. They loved the idea so much that they literally said, "We are partnering with you. We're going to help you launching this thing in Norwich." It is thanks to them that we have done all of this in literally in just a year.
That is a very quick amount of time. So have you worked in this sort or in IT and this sort of thing previously?
Yes, basically I have a background I suppose I have a background as a creative entrepreneur. That is probably the best definition, because I have worked in the music industry as a professional producer and a musician for probably now 25 years, but in parallel I always loved IT. I basically grew up with music instruments and a computer, and so I decided as a grown-up to keep doing that. Even when I was once I grew up, I decided, I will just keep doing that because I love it. Basically my background, it is in creative and all about IT and tech stuff. So I've been an IT engineer for many years. So I've always done projects. I just love, I'm not an engineer. I don't like the details, the engineering of the things, but I just like to think about stuff and just making it. That is usually my drive. And yes, I had experience with that. I have a few other projects that I launched.
Exciting stuff. And you've been in Norwich for some time now. Obviously, clearly you I'm not from Norwich originally, but you've been in Norwich how long now?
I think now it's 14 or 15, 2009, I think was, yeah. I've played, actually, very funny, I played in Norwich before moving to Norwich 2 or 3 times with my band, and I just loved Norwich. I loved it so much. Then when there was a chance to basically move here and help a local record label, I just said, month I just packed everything and I just moved and arrived here. And as I keep saying, this is one of the most beautiful places I've ever visited and lived. Even now, after 15 years, it is an absolutely lovely, lovely, lovely city.
Yeah, it really is. And how important to the city, if this venture, which I'm sure it will, if it does take off, how important is that going to be for Norwich and possibly for people and jobs in Norwich as well?
That is exactly what I want to do. Norwich in particular, probably in the last, 6-7 years, grown up so much in terms of startups and tech. You can't imagine how many things are in Norwich and people are not aware of. We are just one of the many. I would love this one to be like, the Norwich small company became the next big tech giant, because we will keep our roots here, in this local community. We wouldn't be here without the local community, and this is something that, things like New Anglia, UEA, there are so many institutions that help people wanting to launch a business. Well, people like yourself. It is a fantastic thing. I wouldn't, I'm from Rome in Italy, I wouldn't even dream about having the stuff that I found here.
And you mentioned UEA at the universities. We have links, and we'll like to the universities here, particularly the UEA and other local organisations.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Everyone. The thing is that UEA, it is so good at engaging with the local community, engaging with businesses. So things like also the research park, as I said, the New Anglia. They helped us massively, absolutely massively as well with grants. We are completely bootstrapped, We didn't look for any money from any investors and stuff. We are all independent. The only thing that we got was help from the local community. So this is actually a company that exists because of that.
So the service, so if people want to be on the service, it's a free service?
Yes, so it's a free service. There's one phrase for everyone. It is for free. And on Words.Tel, as I said, we will launch in early September. But if you go now, there is a waiting list. And crucially, if you join the waiting list, you will be able to register your phrase before anyone else. So, you will be able to get your phrase before someone else snatch it. So I would highly suggest to just join the waiting list, because you might be in for a surprise.
Get ahead of the pack. How do we join the waiting list?
Oh, you just go on the website, and there is just one simple form. You just leave your email address and you join the waiting list. We're not going to spam you, obviously. It is So, yeah.
Fantastic stuff. And where, if people want to find out more information, is it just, it's literally just Words.Tel? Is that the site?
Yeah, they can find all the information on Words.Tel. Obviously, we are on socials. They can contact me. They can find me on, probably on LinkedIn is the best way to contact me. Or they can literally write to hello@words.tel and we will reply directly from there.
Lovely stuff. Finally, just want to get your views on AI, because that seems to be in the news quite a lot at the moment.
Right, well, it is interesting. I speak a lot about AI because I'm involved with many projects involving AI. Not just ChatGPT, neural networks, obviously, even related to music. And actually, I think I can do it here. I'm still unannounced, but on the 4th of October, there is gonna be a first AI conference in Norwich, the Norwich AI Summit. It is I think I can do. Well, if I can't do it, they will tell me off.
It's too late now. You've already
too late,
said it
and I've
already.
done it. Anyway, yes, on the 4th of October, the AI Summit of Norwich is going to happen at the Forum. And I organized that because I've been involved with the Norfolk Network at UEA in so many roundtables with businesses and people. And I saw two things mostly: misinformation and obviously fear and doubt. And I think there is a lot wrong with AI, but there is also a lot right about it. And I think we don't escape. It's like the internet, and the cat is not going back into the bag. So I think it is going to be very important to educate people about what it is, what it can do, what it is to be careful about it. Because, we already have now the digital divide. We see with banks closing down, elderly people not able to access a computer. They're having big problems. There is a digital divide, there's always been. Once AI will kick in, and is already kicking in, this digital divide will be massive in terms of businesses. If you're a business that could use AI to do something, accelerate something, whatever it is, and you're not doing it, you are going to be behind any other similar business that are using AI to accelerate their productivity. There is no going back. I already see with businesses using AI, they can accelerate their productivity a lot. And I know that there is a fear about jobs. It is a real problem, obviously, but there is also a lot of misinformation about it. When I see people saying, I don't know, ChatGPT will take over my job, I was thinking, no, ChatGPT is not going to take your job. But you need to be, if you can use ChatGPT for your job, then you should definitely do it. Just because if you don't, you will be left behind. That is my main concern. Our society is already, obviously, there is a big inequality in society. I just think that this thing will exacerbate that massively. What we can do is not, we need to do, obviously, laws and managing the companies doing it. So there is all that side of things, but most of all, we need to educate society about it.
And that's the key word, education. It feels like there's quite a bit of, in the media, it's like, AI is it's the end of the world and things like that, isn't it?
It doesn't help. The problem is that that is clickbaiting. Even big outlets, sadly, they're doing it. They are feeding the fear all the time. And I always say that is not useful. It is the same thing on climate change and, feeding the fear of climate change. Yeah, it is there. It's not something that we can't be not aware of. But if you just feed the fear, it's not going to help anyone. It's as humans, we don't react to fear in that way. We need to know things about, and then we need to act on them. We need to be guided about it. I really think that it is going to be very important to explain to non-technical people. That is also on media, you said. There is a problem. You either have this fear-mongering thing, or if you go on specialized tech media, you have all these workshops, how to use AI, whatever. There is nothing in the middle. So you either know already about AI, and you have lots of resources, or you are scared about it. There is a huge thing in the middle that, what about people that are even afraid, but they know that they should know, they're not sure about it? That is where this conference is going to be, is a non-tech conference to explain to everyone in simple terms what it is, and then talk about the implications.
That's absolutely. I could talk to you about this all day, but you have to pop back in near the time to the summit, which we don't know if we can mention or not, which is coming to. We've mentioned it now, which is coming to the Forum in October.
The 4th of October, yeah.
4th of October. So pop back in and talk to us about that.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Nice.
But for now, Words.Tel.
Yes.
Place to find out more information about that and actually get yourself noticed a lot more easily than
yes,
others.
And join the waiting list to get your phrase before someone else snatches it.
This is yes, absolutely, because otherwise someone else might take it. Well, Giancarlo Era from Words.Tel. Thank you so much for popping in. It's been a great chat, really fascinating chat.
Thank you for having me.
Please do pop in.
Your community radio station for Norwich. Future Radio.